Good morning. This is Mark Bruno, editor-in-chief of the Cannata Report, and it's Friday, which means we're here with Frank. But before we bring Frank out, I'd like to remind everybody to please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you have a future topic you'd like us to consider, shoot us a comment. We'll definitely consider it. So, Frank, I understand you've got Japan on your mind and a couple of special guests with us today.
Yes, my old friend Mike Stramaglio and Hiro Ueda, who's a good friend, not quite as many years as Mike. What these guys are doing is providing a tool for us to stay informed of what the most significant companies in our business are doing. It's a way to keep real with the business. Now, I've written this, I've said this, and I want you to know, not all the manufacturers are happy about this. They say, well, you're talking about things we're not even ready to discuss, nor do we really know everything about it. I said, that's okay. It's public information. If the parent company wants to put it out in a public format, why do they do that? Because they want people to be aware that they're making significant advancements into the technology. So we're talking about Domo and where Domo came from. And please, Hiro, tell us, what's the history? What was the motivation to get this thing going?
Thank you. Thank you, Frank. And first of all, thank you for the invitation to this great recording. And I've been in the States 30 years, in my 40-year career in this industry. And I've been so fortunate to be able to meet Mike, Frank, you, and many, many other leaders in the industry. So as you can see, my back, those two flags are always in my mind. So the Domo, actually, my whole career, especially in the States, it's been, trying to bridge these two, my beloved countries, to be able to connect. I mean, the people, companies, technologies, whatever. I like to be able to help those companies to be able to get the benefits out from this relationship. Beautiful relationship, long-term, very strong relationship, okay? So then I started the Domo reports with the great help from Mike about 5 years ago. The reason for that is as a Japanese, I wanted to kind of take advantage. I'm a kind of I believe I'm kind of unique people in this but industry in the States especially. So I wanted to leverage my expertise and Japanese language thing so that I can access the information, the data, which can help whole industry, not just the manufacturers, dealers, but many, many other, companies like leasing companies, financing companies, software developers, et cetera, especially since we started the consortium. I have that thought into my mind. So if I can start helping these companies, the member of the consortium, that way. So that's how the Domo report started.
Well, that's interesting. Mike, what do you feel has added to the consortium by having something like that as a journal of what's going on in the industry?
Well, I think Hiro-san said it very well. Our mission is help float all boats. So that's always been the philosophy. But I think what Hiro-san is doing, people have access to financial information that especially everybody wants to know about the OEM financials. But I think what Hiro-san is doing extraordinarily well is that his attention to detail is far beyond the financials. So when he can go to Japan and he can access, like you said, publicly stated information that may take weeks or months to find its way here and probably go through many filters, or in some cases, they don't even know about it. The manufacturers may not know about robotics or what Ricoh is doing here or this company is doing it there. And I think what Hiro-san does, he brings this wide perspective on what is actionable intelligence for the entire community, whether it's an OEM and, like you said, a leasing company, but certainly for the dealers. So the dealers have an opportunity to see, and you mentioned it, his last Domo report, I think is his best. And it makes people think and should make them study and research further. All right, somebody's doing X, Y, and Z in 10 months from now. Well, I need to get on this now. I can't wait 10 months, until it finally arrives on our shores. So to me, I'm very proud of Hiro-san because he had this idea that he can bring really good intelligence to our entire industry and frankly beyond, beyond. Now robotics companies and other people are taking advantage of it. So I don't want to spend too much of me talking, but Hiro-san's skill and attention to detail in finding the important information that is useful is as good as it gets.